Demon Lord, Diablo, and friend Shira. All these characters are fun to watch on screen, and I know what a lot of you guys are going to be asking me right off the rip here. Season 2, Hex, do you know anything about Season 2? And I don't. I don't know anything about, this show, How to Not Summon a Demon Lord. Absolutely nothing. So leave down in the comments below if you guys actually have a clue. So, I even looked on Mal. I don't know how many light novels this has, and I don't know how many it adapted. So, I look at the show, and this is one of my dark horse shows of the year. I really had a great time watching it. Throughout the whole show, its fights were just so in depth. Diablo would always explain why he can do something, why he didn't do something, and or why he just simply cannot do it in a certain scenario. Just like when he's fighting Krebs School, he's talking about the town and where the towers were located and everything in between. So that was really cool. He explained why he survived that that stone casket hitting him. If he wasn't level 150, he would not have survived. He would have actually died. So it's really cool how the show always referenced back to him in the real world being a shut-in, neat, just playing games, and then kind of, making it correspond to what's going on within the show. And that's really cool to see. The ending with Alicia was also very special, I thought, how he's able, because it's like this. It's like, okay, I want you to take Edelgard, I think it is. Edelgard, yeah. And now compare it to Alicia. Which one do you dislike the most? Well, yeah, I think you probably think of Edelgard and say, I don't really have an issue with Edelgard. But why is that? That's because the writing of the show was actually pretty good for the characters, surprisingly enough. And what I'm getting at is, look at Edelgard and look at Alicia, right? Once more, let me reiterate that. Look up both of those two characters. And then you look at Alicia and you realize it's just kind of like, wow, the show did a good job of at least making me feel as if she was truly part of the group and not betraying us until really basically an episode before the climax, essentially, or episode and a half. And then you get to see how she's been faking. The her that she's been the past, 7 episodes hasn't even been her. The real her is the one that's been showing up the past 2 episodes. And that's something that I think is a great job and what more shows need to do. You don't even need to take subtle hints. The subtlest of hints are the best. And if you're going to do it, hide it in plain sight. Make it kind of hard to find, but make it there. That's where writing can really come in and be sneaky good. And they kind of point that out when they say, that's why the one fallen, Edelgard, never asked who you were when we were about to do the ritual. She never questioned who you were, because she knew, and stuff like that. That's good foreshadowing. That's good writing. Hiding it in plain sight, that's good writing. And it's just really cool whenever you look at Edelgard and you look at Alicia, and you're just kind of, holy shit, I really dislike I really dislike Alicia, even after she explained herself, but now I do understand her. And whenever she explains herself and says, I was always told to protect humans. I kind of said this in the last review and review before that. She's like, they always told me to protect humans. Humans are, they're the most important thing, humanity. And she's kind of, her constantly being preached that basically made it so she saw the flaws within humans. She would always be paying attention to humans. She was isolated. She didn't have friends. She's just a little girl, and she knew what morals were, and she saw the flaws within the system and the people of the kingdom, especially the kingdom. It was self-righteousness. I am here. This is my position of rank. And because I'm so high, I'm above the people below me, and my morals are correct. My moral compass should not be questioned. What I want and what I say is right, and it is just because of who I am, basically. So that's pretty cool to see, and I do understand that. And that's, once again, I like that kind of writing. That's how it should be. And once again, the animation of the fights were never like top of the line food, top of the food chain kind of animation, but it was always good. The art, I think, in the first 8 episodes is very good. Like I said, I really like the colors of How to Not Summon a Demon Lord. I know episode 1 through 6 was really, really, really good. I think some of the colors got a little unsaturated a little bit towards the end. Kind of felt as if the colors weren't as dark. The darks weren't as dark and vivid, and the light colors weren't as bright and vivid. So, they weren't, yeah. Given vivid means kind of brightness, but still, at the same time, you guys understand what I'm saying here. But, yeah, that's kind of maybe fallen off a little bit, but it's never something that made me say, oh my gosh, this is not very good. It never made me say, ew, this is ugly. But I mean, whenever I look at Diablo's Grand Magic as well, that was cool. I mean, that was insane. I mean, let's just think about this. He used to use the spell and it took down Krebskull. And if this man had potions, he could have been fighting again. He would have been A-okay. Hell, he's ready to go a little bit longer. He's still got some magic left in him. But just think about it. He just took down Krebskull, so who can't this man take down? Given, I don't know. I mean, it just seems like a perfect ending for the anime, to me personally. If it was to do another season, I'd be fine with that. We got anyone who wanted their fan service or whatever got a little bit of it at the end with Edelgard and Alicia. I mean, still, I do dislike Alicia. I feel like she's one girl that needs to atone with the screen time. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll have a season 2 or not. You never know. I can see the show being very popular in Japan because I think it is a video game fantasy genre kind of show. That's just better than 90% of them. Because what did it do? It made it relatable to some people that may be shut in and play video games and only talk to people online, stuff like that. You know, it made it relatable to the people in Japan and just anywhere that stay inside and play games because I always referenced that. And it just kind of made it, you know, it kind of made your fantasies run wild in terms of VR because it's just kind of like, oh man, I could reference so many things in VR to real life. Oh man, Diablo, his reference is spot on. You know, it's relatable. The way Diablo thought was relatable in certain ways, and it's cool. I mean, Turkey Shot, that was a very good example of how in depth the show actually went, and so on and so forth. The show was just good. It's just surprisingly good. I mean, heck, and I know other people agree with that for sure. I mean, Mother's Basement made a video about it. It seems as if he was talking about how is surprisingly good as well. I haven't seen it, but I definitely need to go check that out. You guys need to check it out too. But yeah, other than that though, I'm pretty sure I covered everything looking at my notes, I believe. Yeah, that should be everything. So yeah, I mean, other than that though, guys, I don't really know what to show. Know what to say. I'm glad I picked this show up halfway through the season. I remember why someone said, laugh aloud picking a show up halfway through the season. Yeah, and I'm glad I did, man. I know that was kind of a sarcastic kind of comment back 6 episodes ago, I'm pretty sure. But hey, it was worth it. It was worth every bit of it. I wish I would have picked it up sooner. Wish I could have reviewed this from the beginning for you guys. Really good stuff. Really relatable. I give this show a solid B. I want to give it a B+, actually. I can't sit and say this is greatness, but I really did enjoy this show. It just hit everything that I wanted it to hit for me personally. Like I said, I mean, things that didn't really hit on. I mean, it explained. If it didn't hit on something, it explained. If it didn't show us visually, kind of explained why Shira is who she is. Right? She wanted to be her own person. She didn't want to be looked upon and talked to a certain way just because of who she is and her social status as being like the princess. We have a character like Rim who kind of felt as if she's lived a life of entrapment because of what's inside of her. We have a character that's and Alicia that was told to protect humanity, but yet the emphasis of protecting humanity allowed her to see the flaws within it. It's cool. It's cool. Diablo, you have a guy that comes to the video game world and kind of finds a place to where he belongs, companions that he can hang out with and be with. He comes to a place in which he kind of finds, I don't really know how to put it. I don't really, it's hard to kind of explain, but it comes to a place and adds depth to a story. It adds depth to a narrative. It's cool. It's just really cool, really special show. So, other than that though, guys, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, X25. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to miss this show.